let's get right into it. Let's start with KD because he's the big fish right now. I reported his preferred destination was the Phoenix Suns. Woj added in the Miami Heat. Obviously, KD has 4 years left on his deal. And so the Brooklyn Nets pretty much hold the cards as far as where they think they can get the most value for KD. But Vince, over the last couple of days, there's been a new narrative kind of shaping out of that. The Nets are considering going into next season with KD and Kyrie. I don't know if that's some type of leverage, strategic ploy. What do you think? Is that realistic? And what do you think is really going on right now?
I don't think that's realistic at all. I think if it's put out there, it's more or less, you wouldn't say a threat, but they would say it's an option as opposed to taking what they conceive to be a bad deal. But I think let's back up. First off, when you're trading Kevin Durant, there probably is no such thing as a great deal, right? You're giving up one of the three best players, if not, top two, top one, players in the game. So you're not going to feel good about whatever you wind up, getting back. The thought is Kevin Durant is a professional. If we don't find a trade for him, he'll come in and play because Kevin Durant loves playing basketball. He's not going to act the fool like Kyrie Irving, like James Harden, right? But that's not realistic. You know what I mean? When a player says he wants out, the relationship is over, right? So, yeah, of course, Brooklyn would like to say, yeah, we'll hold on to Kevin Durant, but they ain't bringing Kyrie Irving in the training camp. Can you imagine that nonsense and that circus? No. Chris, I'm with you. I think this is just something to sort of smoke out better offers. We know that Phoenix is his top destination. I think that's where he'll probably wind up going because you very rarely see a player being shipped to a place he doesn't want to go. Because if he can do this with 4 years left on his contract, Chris, can he do this with 3 years left on his contract? If he gets traded to New Orleans or insert place here, wouldn't he just say, hey, you know what, get me out of here, just like get me out of Brooklyn? So just to prevent all that from happening, to keep your reputation as a reputable organization intact, and basically to keep your doors open for other superstars if they want to come and play for you in the future, it would behoove Brooklyn to trade him to either Phoenix or Miami and do it in a reasonable, timely fashion. But they don't have to do anything now. They don't have to drag it out to October. But there's, 3 months, Chris, between now and preseason? They could drag this out.
Yeah, I mean, they very well could be. And I wouldn't be surprised if they did. Now, I agree with you. I would be surprised if both of those players were still on the roster come opening night. And this is what you risk by if the Nets are really seriously considering bringing these guys back for the upcoming season. This is what you risk. So the fan base, they read it. They understand that that player still doesn't want to be there. And so ticket sales revenue, that's affected because the team can sell. You know how teams do. The social media, they sell their posters, KD, Kyrie, as the franchise cornerstone players, and everybody really knows they don't want to be there. And the questions that will be asked on a daily basis will be pertaining to their future. Especially,
Chris, as the media we presume will be allowed more access starting next season. And the last thing that you want is a real life circus. Think about it. The Nets had all this circusness going on, and the media didn't even have real access. Can you imagine the media being in a locker room with Kyrie Irving if he actually shows up to work that day? First off, we got to make sure he shows up to work, Chris. You know what I mean? Make sure he's not truant. You know what I mean? And I do think Kevin Durant is a professional, but he made a decision that, hey, this is too crazy for me. Get me out of here, right? As an organization, you may not like it, but you respect it. And you also understand that, Chris, this league operates in 2-year intervals. It moves so fast now. Remember 2 years ago, we thought Golden State was done. The Lakers was another dynasty in the making. We got all these type of questions about Giannis and Milwaukee. And the world done flipped on his head. 2 years, right? So in the 2 years of you losing Kevin Durant, you can get another free agent of substance if you handle your business properly.